Thinking about your capacity for leadership, maybe going all the way back to your parents, do you think you picked up any characteristics of leadership from your parents?
Yeah, absolutely. For my dad, ethics. So I think the number one thing, even before the other areas, is are you always going to do the right thing? And he grew up in business in an era where in the 70s, I would say that despite all the problems we've had recently, I will tell you, it from at least his telling of it, corporate America was a lot less ethical. There was a lot kind of more kind of loosey goosey stuff going on, and he left corporate America to go into academics because of that, because he just couldn't stomach the lack of kind of ethical clarity. And so he really kind of reinforced that with me, every single day growing up. Also, I grew up in an economist household, so I was the dorky kid that in the economics classes would get the jokes and laugh out loud, and everybody else would kind of stare at me like, what's wrong with him?" And so I had very, very uh, odd upbringing. But one thing it also taught me was, you always hear the expression, "There's no free lunch." I'm always looking for, this was reinforced at Amazon because Bezos was fundamentally kind of came out of a hedge fund, right? And so it was reinforced in me that, like, how do you build self-reinforcing loops that can sustain themselves? Don't depend solely on on people's efforts and good intentions, and try to create mechanisms, right, for things to perpetuate themselves, and business models, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of grew up learning about that. And then on my mom's side, empathy and compassion. So my mom was a computer scientist, and she also was just the one that was like, it was the yin and the yang, right? So she was the one that really kind of taught me kind of, how to be empathetic.